What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and this video, I want to talk about a Terrifier game coming in 2025. Now, it's not some big budgeted one. To be honest with you, it's also not your asymmetrical horror multiplayer game like we've gotten with Texas Chainsaw, Friday the 13th, etc., etc. This is going old school. This is going a little Scott Pilgrim-esque, and I want to advise a little bit of caution just because of, I guess, a few different reasons, but I do think it's exciting, and I think with the release of the third movie, this was a video, I wanted to make. I actually didn't see this for several hours, but this was announced earlier today. So just really quickly going through the IGN briefing of it, introducing Terrifier, the arcade game, the retro-inspired pixel art beat-em-up based off the Art the Clown's World from the Terrifier horror movies. In fact, you play as Art in this 4-player local co-op brawler with a chiptune soundtrack. Terrifier, the arcade game, published by Selecta Play and developed by Relevo, will be released in 2025 for Steam, the Switch, PS5, and Series S and X. The game goes full old school with its Sega Genesis era graphics, 6 different game modes, and over-the-top violence. The developers describe the actions as such, with you playing as Art, who disrupts movie sets where films about his own gruesome acts are being shot. Instead of letting the cameras capture the stage terror, Art brings his own brand of real chaos, tearing through hordes of policemen, firewomen, camera operators, stunt performers, makeup artists, and even unsuspecting victims. Terrifier, the arcade game, promises over-the-top finishing moves, boss battles at the end of each stage, power-ups, and weapons like chainsaws and cleavers, and more. And, the trailer itself, here's the deal. Normally I show it. I might show kind of the end of the trailer, but the beginning of it, I think, is already actually getting, even journalists, like if you look up this game on Google, you look at like the images, they're being blocked because the opening, there's like a cinematic thing where it's like excessive gore. I don't know, like the game's got to be rated M, right? And that's as high as it's going to be rated. But even again, if you just look at that opening cinematic that they do, which I wonder if those are going to be like more of a part to it, because here's the thing, here's the tough thing, you got to be able to capture that like over the top, like grotesque kind of horror vibes, and you can only go so far, because like unlike the movies, which have found a way to be mega popular with it still being limited, because you can't go a certain ratings and all that jazz, or being an unrated film, it's very difficult to do what the movie is doing, and that's what makes it special, I think, to a lot of people. But you go with the games, I'll tell you right now, being a gamer, hardcore enthusiast there, as probably many of you guys are too, you're not going to get away with that. It's not going to happen, actually. So, you probably are going to have to limit what you actually show. But, the game looks solid. The only other part of caution I would have against this game is in the little gameplay we get, it feels a little one-dimensional. It feels actually a little bit slow. But yet again, like watching these games versus playing them are very different. Like, we've gotten some amazing same style, as this. I can think of like TMNT, right? Like Shredder's Revenge. Phenomenal game. Scott Pilgrim, I mean, that game was freaking amazing. And then even if you go forward, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that game, bringing Power Rangers to this kind of era and this kind of a segment of gaming, it's a good place to be. Like, I really do enjoy these games. I think they can be very special. They kind of have to do something a little bit unique, each one of them, right? Because there's only so many ways to like make it unique, and so you kind of have to find like a new one every time. So I'm hoping that happens. The issue is, these developers and these publishers, like, they are about as indie and about as small as you can imagine. I actually went on Steam to try to look them up, and their last game has been available, I believe, for over a year, and I don't think it has a single rating. I don't know who's bought it. So it's something just to kind of keep in mind, that it looks cool enough, and obviously it's off of a franchise that's like growing in popularity, so that very well might help it. But I don't know how experienced these people are. Like, I don't know how impressive, I mean? I don't know how much they're going to be able to push it, just because of like that experience level, resources, things like that. But it is cool. I can appreciate it for what it is. I love the visual style. I'm a big fan of that visual style. So I'm willing to give it a try, and I do want to see more, though. I guess that's kind of my main thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.